everyone, it's Fred here from Hillians Bricks and welcome to a new video. Hi guys, it's Fred here from Hillians Bricks. Hey everyone, it's Fred here from Hillians Bricks. Hello, it's Fred here from Hillians Bricks and welcome to this week's vlog. Hi everyone, it's Fred here from Hillians Bricks and I hope you're all well. Hi everyone, it's Fred here from Hillians Bricks and I hope you're well. Yeah, it's been a while since a video. Good morning everyone.
Right, welcome to Suit Love Bricks. I'm here with Fred from Hillians Bricks.
And Emile's here as well.
There we go, welcome.
Yeah.
This is number 2 for us because the first one didn't tape properly. So I will ask you some questions the same, but I have written loads of new questions.
All right, cool. One thing before we get started. Last time you gave me a gift. We got a gift for you this time, but we're not going to show what it is yet until the end. And this is kind of a set that we think is kind of going under the radar. Emile's built it. Loved it. Loved it.
Thank you so much.
And maybe at the end we'll open it and then people can see
it. Yeah,
thank
you.
This is one I think that is underappreciated at the moment.
Wow, thank you. No, I appreciate it.
That's all right. I'll put it here for now.
Did not even expect that. I thought it was just something you was taking out the car so you wouldn't leave it in the car.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Yeah. It's good to be here again.
Thank you, and I apologise for what happened last time because
that's okay. Any excuse to come back, and Emile wasn't here last time, so he's been in awe of everything. So I can already imagine what it's going to be like in the car afterwards.
Yeah, and one day you can see the loft as well, and it's crazy. And right, so we'll start off and we'll go quickly over what I've asked before. Why was it called Hillians Bricks? Why have we picked Hillians?
So I'm based in Burgess Hill in West Sussex, and our local football team, they're called the Hillians. And I felt like, well, Hillians Bricks seemed like appropriate. Right. And that's kind of the history behind it. So people think I'm called Fred Hillian or something. That's my surname. Like, that's nothing to do with it. No, it's purely based on where we're located. And we thought, like, you got to be true to yourself, true where you are. And I've been living there for 15 odd years. So it's like, well.
Did you support it then?
No. Ironically enough, no. He played for the different team.
Which team's it?
That's Brighton, yeah.
My friend actually plays for Brighton.
Really?
Used to play for Brighton. It came from
the location where
where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are you from? You've got a lovely accent. Where's it from?
I'm originally from Belgium, but I left there when I was 14. And my parents decided, miserable in Belgium, let's move to a sunnier climate. And we went on holiday every year to the same place in the south of Spain. Moved to the south of Spain. I'm a single child, so I told my parents, okay, I was 14 at the time. I don't speak Spanish. You have to send me to an English school if you go there. Because in Belgium, you watch TV. Everything you hear is in English, so it's the original. So I understood English. Maybe I wasn't speaking it then, but I felt like I had more of a chance going to an English school rather than a Spanish school. So I went to an English school in the south of Spain. So that's how I then did my GCSEs, my A-levels, and naturally then I came to university, and I came to the UK to university. I'm kind of stuck in the UK since the year 2000, so I'm still here.
Damn. So, and you, I think last time I spoke to you, you speak 4 languages or 3?
4 or 5, yeah.
4 or 5,
yeah.
Which are or is?
So Flemish and Dutch is the same. Spanish, English, French, and I can understand German, but I haven't spoken in age, but I can understand it.
Wow. Can you speak any?
Tiny bit of French and a tiny bit of Spanish. Just but like the basic words.
Right, so you're known for Lego, obviously mostly Bricklink, which you can probably see in the corner actually on now. Why did you choose Lego?
I've always been a fan of Lego, so I grew up as a kid playing with Lego. Whenever I asked my parents for anything to be given for me, like for Christmas or birthday, I wanted it to be Lego. I was always disappointed if it wasn't.
Right.
So I always grew up loving Lego. Obviously, as you grow up, you kind of grow out of it.
Yeah.
And then you kind of come back to it. So, and I always, and Lego definitely have stepped it up in the recent years in terms of like the adult market going back to it. And it's just a good product. I think as ultimately as the quality is there and, the enjoyment, and I love the product. It's not just about the brand. I just love the product. And that's why I kind of came back to it. First of all, it wasn't from Bricklink or selling. It's just purely like build myself.
Right.
And then I decided to buy this bulk box of Lego on eBay to kind of go through and try and I'm going to build something with it. Never did anything with it. It was in our garage for years. And then my better half told me, it's like, you got to get rid of this. What are you going to do with it? I'm like, oh, I started looking through it then. I never looked at it. It was in the garage there collecting dust. I looked at the parts. Oh, this part's worth like £5. So, because I always bought from Bricklink. So I was familiar with Bricklink from a buying perspective, but never from a selling. So I started to look into it. Like, actually, I bought this box for 30 quid. The pieces are probably worth a couple of £100. So I was like, okay, let me just give it a try rather than selling it on bulk on eBay. I'm going to start listing things. And I started getting orders, and then started digging into a bit deeper and understanding, how Bricklink worked, where you can like source the sets from like cheaply to then part out. So I really started to, at that time I was also an analyst in work, so I've got a very analytical brain. So I was always starting looking at the details and the numbers behind it, trying to understand what parts to actually add, what would work well, and then naturally it grew. And first of all, I was doing it all out of my living room, which upset Mum quite a bit. I had 100, and I was literally putting it in like bags, clear bags, so I can pick out easily. But it's like there were.
When did you start this? When did you get that bulk?
This was about 2015 or something like that.
So when I
So
was 3 years old.
yeah, but that was collected in the garage for quite a long time. But I started in my living room, literally my Bricklink store, and at one point I had 100,000 bricks in my living room. So then we partially converted the garage. I got that on my YouTube channel, how we converted the garage into my initial Bricklink room, and then we expanded that over time to about 400k bricks in there. But then that was out of the living room, so that made my other half happy.
Yeah.
Well,
And now
you still had
I was
piles and piles and piles of boxes in the corner of the living room, but it was more out the way.
yeah, but still also the hallway was the biggest bugbear because always.
Can you remember your first set you ever had then? Because I know Ian remembers his first
my
set.
first set I've ever had, I think it was a Lego. I don't know what it's called. It was like a racing thing. Like it was like a starting grid of a race car thing.
Yes, on the base plates.
Yeah, I was on the base plates and had kind of like the in-car, and they had a pit lane. And
I actually have that board you're talking about. Yeah.
So that's the first Lego set I can remember
Ferrari
having.
did one like that, didn't they, as well?
So
yeah, the Ferrari thing. I will show you after.
So that's I believe that was my first ever one. So yeah, and I remember some of the big ones as well that I got. And yeah, I had Lego trains. I had a whole layout of Lego that moved with me to Spain. Then my parents decided to sell off the house with all its contents whilst I was at university, and I lost all my Lego, so I was not happy.
No, I can imagine that.
they thought I wasn't into it anymore because and then I was like, well, I know maybe I wasn't into it at the time, but
£2,000 gone.
Yeah.
So obviously you that's why you started Bricklink, because of you found a job lot of Lego and you thought, and look,
I want to get rid of it and just and then COVID hit as well. I was like, oh, well, this is a good time to keep busy.
So you haven't been doing Bricklink for
no, it's maybe 4 or 5 years now. Kind of lose track of time now. The things that you do. It's 4 or 5 years I've been doing it, but now the last year and a half I've really scaled it up and taken it more serious.
We more started with sets more like just before COVID, like 2018 and stuff, but then you started finding Bricklink about 2020.
Yeah. But yeah, the sets I was just buying, not for a reselling perspective then. It was just for building, because I came back into Lego myself when the fire brigade came out, the modular building. So yeah, then every year I started building those, and then gradually got back into
So
Lego.
your modular is your favourite sets you like?
That's the ones
I saw you. So you just posted a video up. I don't know when this is going out, but it should be going out close. That you've just bought a load of modulars from the auction.
From an auction,
yeah.
I'm just trying to build to the collection, and problem is space where to put it at the moment. But I'd like to kind of collect them and keep them going. The ones obviously I missed early on, they're worth a fortune.
So, I like them. The only problem I hate with the modulars, they do too many corner ones.
Yeah.
Because if you want to do a nice long
street,
you can't, because there's the bank's the corner, the
corner garage,
emporium,
the
cinema, everything is on the corner, isn't it? You think is the jazz one on the corner?
No,
jazz one
the
isn't.
boutique hotel and the cafe.
Yeah, that's it. So you've got all of them on the corner, and you think, I would like a nice long
the Tudor house now as well is on the corner.
Everything's on the corner, and you're thinking, okay, it's nice, but you'd like a few more that you could just make a long road, wouldn't you?
I like, if you've ever seen Bricks,
keep talking this right. Okay, yeah.
He's got his own kind of like city where like in the middle he's got like a canal and like blocks of houses and stuff, and he's built his own ones which I think are really nice, but he's taken like the same concept from modular buildings.
Oh yeah,
but that's why it's good you can use websites like Rebrickable and then use the modular buildings that you have into building something else, and some of them you can convert corner ones into straight ones. But yeah,
that's the only thing I find is just that. So now you're doing events.
I do, I go to events.
a very young you was there.
No, that's Louis. That's Louis.
I'm joking. I thought, what?
That's the other one.
I saw a hand come out, and I thought, is that a young you? That's Louis.
That's Louis. So.
Don't like him.
You said on camera, so you like him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He knows it.
I just saw a hand come up. Was it you there? But like that. But, so why Lego events now? Is it because is Bricklink? Is Bricklink getting worse, better to sell? Because I know when Lego bought it,
it's very seasonal. The Bricklink, now it's kind of the peak period to find, and then it just dies off in the summer.
Right.
Also, Bricklink it's always a race to zero.
Right.
And I feel like if you want to get serious about becoming full time, you either need a humongous space and a lot of time to do Bricklink, or you can start doing the shows. But the shows for me is not just about selling the sets; it's also about building the brand and the reputation that I'm out there, so I'm recognized going around the country. So people, when they see, because I use my same name for my Bricklink store as when I go and trade at the events. And we've started taking some of our own mocks now to the events as well. So it's again.
That's what you started doing, because it's more obviously this, as you've seen, people have seen my videos. There's so many brick events now. There was 102-ish last year. It's probably going to be the same amount this year. So you get,
if not more.
If not more.
Like this year?
No, we're not doing that many. We're doing about 40.
40. You're doing 40 this year.
40.
Yeah, but there's 52 weekends.
Yeah, there's some of them that were the Saturday.
Well, there's
Sunday.
50. Yeah, there's 52 in a year.
Yeah.
So you're almost on a whole year.
Some
Every
Saturday,
month we get about 1 weekend off.
1 or 2 weekends off. Yeah, we were kind of avoiding. we're avoiding this, trying to avoid the summer period, because we felt last year that wasn't worth it, because the people who can afford to buy Lego, or the people who can also afford to go on holidays.
Yeah, I can understand.
So they're all, and also what we learned last year is, like, after Black Friday or even the run up to Black Friday, there are so many deals online. People just come to the shows and they're like, "What's the point in buying here?"
True.
So the run up to Christmas is probably not as good as what people might think, because people think, "Oh yeah, people are going to be buying because they're around to Christmas." But there's so many promotions elsewhere.
Before that,
so
I'm going to stick you. Don't worry, I can cut it if you want. I'm going to stick you some questions. Do you think there's too many of the Lego events?
They need to be smarter about where and when they're putting them. There's a lot of them. I think yes, they're too often they go back to the same place. But I think some of the organizers are still learning as well what works, what doesn't work.
Right.
But I think there's too many sometimes in the same space. Like, I think, for example, Ipswich was a prime example.
Yes.
There were 4 shows there last year. The first one in February last year, or March, that was amazing. And then the other 3 or 4 after, they were just a disaster, because people have just been to one. Like, why would we?
I found that with, because we don't get in trouble, because you don't cut them out of go and say you're not allowed to go anymore to the events. But I did find out, like with Brick Festival, let's say them, they did one in Southampton. And then he did one 3 weeks later in Portsmouth. Literally, that's 20-25 minutes drive from each other. 3 weeks later, you know what I mean? I thought, why have them so close together, as in time and space as well? So I feel sometimes, as you said, they did one December the 14th.
Yeah, so Southampton. We were at that one.
And for me, I thought, well, December the 14th, that's 2 weeks after people's been paid. And 2 weeks before people was getting paid. It's right in the middle of your last payday for Christmas and your payday to last you over Christmas. For me, I thought that was the wrong timing. Do you know what I mean? It's what, I don't know if it was busy. I wasn't.
It wasn't busy. It was because we went to the one that was in May, I think, Southampton.
December.
We went to one in May that they had in Southampton. That was one of our best shows.
Right.
They won in December. It wasn't great.
No. And I said to another guy who actually didn't end up going there, because he said he had other things going on. I said, for me, last payday before Christmas in November, where you would get your Christmas food and I said then you would get paid maybe the 23rd of December, just to last you to the end of the year. So you're right between 2 paydays over the most expensive time of the year.
You'll find you'll have people who will just buy some stocking fillers, because I got poly bags. Those are good things people buy, or a particular set that's either sold out that they can't find anywhere else that they're really after.
Yeah.
But then you have to be very lucky that's the one that they're after, and you have to have it. But that's probably what you might get. But in general, it's not a great time of year.
And most people have bought the Lego what they wanted to buy as well, and I feel that putting a event on then is more about lining their pockets and helping you out, because if I'm thinking as a promoter or an event organizer, I'll be thinking, hang on, I want it to be busy for my sellers, So I won't be putting it. I'll have it on the right last day of
And I
December.
have noticed that
Or November,
some
sorry.
show organizers care more about the sellers than the others. I'm
I'll
not
ask you
gonna,
who,
yeah, I'm not
because
gonna
you're-
name them, but some of them but I have
You can
noticed,
tell me off camera.
but I have noticed that they are both have actually changed and stepped up, and they're actually asking you at the end of an event, like, how was it for you before? They never cared.
And the thing is, and I'm being blunt, I've said on all my videos, once you've been to one, you don't have to go to another one.
No.
There's nothing special to bring you back.
That's what I want to see this year, the new year Brick Festival, because we've been to NB and they've got quite a few new things on display, which is good. And but be interesting now to see Brick Festival if there's new displays, if it's still the same or.
Yeah, this is our
And the
first
thing
Brick
is, because they have them so close together, the mocks, I've been on and said, the mocks, they don't have time to build them again.
No.
People, if I'm a mock builder, I don't have time to build another
But what
new
they've
one.
also done this year for the first time is that they've actually putting 2 events on the same day. So that means that if they're on mocks, they have to split them.
Yeah. So your favourite theme? What do you have apart from it's just modulars? That's what your
I like all Lego and themes and stuff like that. You know, I can appreciate all like the Star Wars stuff, especially once I watch some of the Star Wars things. When I see it, Emil's gonna say Lego trains.
Yeah,
trains.
definitely.
But for me, I can appreciate a good build. I like the modular buildings because they appeal to me, and I've always liked the idea of having a city and like trains moving into them, and just kind of like, you know, like Brixie in Canada has a massive layout. I'd love to have something like that. Just build Lego and have a Lego city with moving things and all sorts of. But I built the Endo Speeder Chase motorized, so I kind of like things like that as well. So it's I always like to think of like, if I want to build something, what can I do to make it more interesting?
Yeah,
just move.
I like to, but I'm horrible with technique, like with motors, with gears, anything that's not my niche.
I'm the same. I can do it, but it takes me
I would
7 times longer.
But I like to overcome some of the challenges to try and learn, like, how could I get around to this and stuff. But it's finding the time. I find it harder now because I'm not going to hide. I'd love to do Lego full time, but I got a well-paid job, and obviously it's kind of like balanced now. In my first year, now that I'm as a limited company, and I've kind of like I've just registered for VAT, so it's growing.
Yeah,
but that's why I'm trying to do more shows as well. But then eventually, maybe that becomes a sustainable business.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I'm trying to grow it. This year was all about expanding, so I moved everything out of the house. So I've got no more Lego that's part of my business.
Right.
It's no more in the house. I've got 2 units.
You get deliveries.
Yeah, but they need to deliver somewhere.
There,
you can make them deliver to your unit.
Well, I'm not there, so because I'm work from home.
Yeah.
But then literally, I've got 2 units now. One a Bricklink store unit, which is 650 square feet. I don't even use a quarter of it, so I've got lots of room for expansion. It's just finding the time, and the problem with Bricklink is
like 5 million bricks.
the problem is the more pieces you add, the more orders you get. So it's like you're forever chasing your tail if you're trying to grow. So you almost have to shut your store for like a couple of weeks and then just add everything. But then, as I said earlier, it goes through seasonality, and now it's kind of quite a busy period for orders because it's miserable, it's cold, people want to build Lego and everything. So the one thing is I've started getting mock builders as well, regular mock builders, some of the big ones. I had one of an order from guy called Steve Guinness. He's actually someone who won Lego Masters in the UK. So he reached out to me. He needed loads of parts for a big mug they've built. So sometimes I'm asking, like, what are you actually building? Yeah, I think he's building some bridge and he needed some cliff work. So he ordered like 3,000 bricks. So for me, it's interesting to understand what people are building. So because I'm not just there just to make money. Yes, clearly I want to make money, but I want to understand what are people doing with it.
Well, it is on my book to ask you, is there like a certain things that always sell well, elements or?
Yeah, so some parts you're always going to get, they're going to sell straight out. Like some of the tiles, the 2x2 in dark bluish gray or light bluish gray, they sell all the time because people use them for like pavement and things like that. So tiles tend to do well, certain brick elements. So if you have cheap 2x2 bricks, because people do mills plates, so people need those parts, they'll sell. So yeah, there's some components that I'll always sell.
You make your own mocks. You obviously you say you've got your own.
Occasionally, there's something we want to do more of.
Okay, and when you do your obviously you do your modular streets and stuff. Now, what's your opinion on the original base plates and the new version to make the roads? Which do you prefer?
I've not read the original ones or the flat ones.
Like the ones that we used to have.
Yeah, so I've not really used the new ones yet because I haven't built a street layout. But the
Okay.
one thing I think if my plan is to start putting all my modules on Mills plates, so that automatically elevates it.
Yeah.
So I think that the benefit that you'll have with the new system is that you can easily create
Slot road.
Mills plates as well,
Mm.
roads with the new elements. They kind of fit on there quite
Slot.
easily.
Have it
Yeah.
on its side.
No, I won't do it
Build
like that. No,
bricks.
the actual Lego roads they have, you can stick
Yeah,
them to a plate.
I'm an old school fan. I think
Yeah.
the new ones are very messy to the eye because there's
Yeah.
so many. It's a 2x4.
The corners, there's
4,
problem is with corners. If you want to curve, you're screwed. You
Yeah.
have to really kind of like create a straight and then kind of like go over it manually.
It's probably good for Bricklink because you've got to use so many
more parts, yeah.
rather than having a base plate.
What would be good for that are probably the hinge parts.
So yeah, but it's hard to like sell as soon as I have individual road plates in my inventory, people buy them. The old ones are probably I don't have them anymore because they're just too difficult to ship as well.
So would you buy from the Pick a Brick War and then sell them out like some people do?
Less and less. I used to. Sometimes depends what the element is.
Right.
But you find that so many people do that, and people have hundreds and thousands of pieces of the same pieces. It's not about having just one piece, 100,000 of them. If they don't sell,
unless it's tiles, if you get
but if like there's people, if I look some of the biggest Bricklink stores on there by piece count, and some of them will have like 500,000 of one piece. But then if it sits there for 15 years, what's the point?
Yeah,
I'd rather. It's key about having a lot of variety of different kind of pieces, and then they're more likely to sell.
The ones that are good for you are those little plant ones, like where like it kind of sticks in. It's got like fruit.
Yeah, but it depends.
Like the ones that you stick flowers onto.
Yeah.
You had 3,000 of those. Somebody bought all of them.
I had 8,000, but sometimes, and those were things I bought to pick up. But I had them.
I think they're in the rule now. I think they have.
Yeah, but I had them for so long, and then sometimes people need a massive order, and then you're just lucky you have that quantity that they wanted. But then for the same sake, you're there for ages. There's some parts that will never sell. Like I've got a pick up a couple of these, the round quarter tiles, the very small ones, like arched, and they were like. I had like 5,000 of them in dark bluish grey, great color, but who's going to order that many, right? So things like that take a while. So
is it that one that that German guy who has that massive city with like the airport and stuff on YouTube? Is it like
the one who's building his own museum?
Yeah,
amazing builder.
Yeah,
absolutely. Attention to details are absolutely amazing.
His pathway where he's got like the
it's those ones he created a pathway on the thing.
Oh,
amazing.
But yeah, some people need that.
Build something that level.
Yeah, everyone would.
He's the Emerald Knight in his desert area,
and the lights and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
I like his modular.
How many sets would you buy a week or month? Do you buy loads?
Not for parting out. At the moment, I'm not really parting out many sets, to be honest.
Okay.
The thing that we're parting out, well, my other half is parting out, is sets that Emile's built, and then he's no longer on his YouTube channel. And then because I know that they're technically used, I sell them as used, but they are prime quality because they've only been built once for his YouTube videos, and that's it.
Built, then the next day
so there's no damage, there's no like playware or anything. So people always comment like, "Oh, these parts are like amazing quality for you." So I'm like, well,
I noticed when I said to you when I bought a job lot of meant to be new Lego, it was new, and they clipped them all together and posted them all clipped together, and you said that's not new anymore.
That's not new.
So we're going to get good quality when you buy bricks from you.
I always want to, and even like I bought once these 2x2 bulk bricks from someone that I know who sorts out Lego, and then I was going to actually sell them on, but I literally put in the description these are not always prime quality, but I put in the description, but I said these are ideally used for Mills plates. Because I know these people need 2x2 bricks for Mills plates. So I thought I don't really care too much about the quality, but it is in the description. And I said ideally used for Mills plates. So if you're going to try and buy them for something that's an outer display, don't bother because the quality might not be great.
Mills plates is for people at home. They don't know what they are.
The modular, I'm not even sure what it stands for. It's a modular something.
Look it up.
Interconnecting something system. So basically it's like a raised base plate that you create with loads of bricks and plates. Basically, so you can connect them, but it's easy for transporting. Because if you build like a building on just the normal single base plate, you try and transport it, it wobbles in a bit. Whereas if you put it on a raised thing, it connects better. You got
modular
integrated landscaping system.
There you go. Just people at home keep wondering. He's saying Mills. What's that stands for?
So yeah, Mills. There's quite a lot of YouTubers who created videos about Mills plates.
Like a brick high, then people to create that's what they use to strengthen it. So say you're building, I don't know, like your old Endor mock, when you used to have it with all the big nonsense on it and like really high. You use mills for that, then you had to build it all up because of the train track and everything.
Yeah.
Or like if you watch all these big YouTubers with big cities, they'll do like the mills, but like say they have train track, what they'll do is they'll build a train track into the mills and make the train track go a bit lower than the mills height.
Yeah.
So it's very good. Also, people who like use lighting kits, they can run
Lights,
lighting
yeah.
underneath the things as well. So it's got a lot of benefits, and it's just really, I think, from people who go into displays and shows, you got the robustness to lift it out,
Yeah.
and it's not going to break the whole set just there. It's like, so there's lots of benefits if you're serious about displaying, and the fact if you want to move around a Lego city and change things around easily, you just move the base plate with the mills on it and section by section, yeah, and you just connect them.
Wow.
Because what you really do is like in each corner you'd have like a Technic pin set, and like with those pins you would connect each base plate together.
Themes of Lego. Is there a certain sets, certain things you definitely would go out and buy? Like when I did my videos of investing, obviously I know you don't do them now because you don't want to tell people how to make money. Obviously, it makes your job harder. So like, but I always say Lego ideas, Lego icons.
Love it.
You I was 80% of the times you would make money out of them, really, wouldn't you?
This might be controversial now, but